Good day everyone, welcome to ABC Go Learn YouTube channel. Welcome. Passing an exam, especially WAEC exam, is not as hard as it always poses to be. But why is it that some people still claim that after reading and all that, they still fail the exam? Is it that there are some things that they are missing? In this video, I will tell you how to pass WAEC this year, and you would gain a lot of things even from the experiences of those that had very good results in their exams. Stay around as I analyze all those things they did. Let me briefly say this before we launch the video. I will talk about Isioma Ifeanyichukwu. You can search about him. He was 16 years old, that's 2019, when he had the best WAEC results in Delta State. He was rewarded for that. When I was now digging about him, I realized that this same guy collected national quiz competition, collected 300,000 naira when he went for national quiz competition, NNPC national quiz competition in 2017. In this same Delta State, Agbobayi Precious was the best in Neco, that very Delta State, 2019. I will talk about him also. I would as well talk about David Okoro. He was 15 when he had 9 A's, a science student in all his subjects, that's WAEC, 2018. Even Peter Arutiba, the Nigerian boy who emerged overall best in WAEC, 2018. Just stick around to get the best from this video, and if you are new here, I create content just like this and even more content that would help you to gain admission this year. The only thing you need to do to get notified when all these videos are being uploaded is for you to amplify your message and also intensify your efforts by clicking the subscribe button and also clicking the notification bell, so that whenever I upload those videos, you will get notified instantly. Thanks for doing that, I really appreciate it. If you really want to pass WAEC, I tell you, the first thing you really need to know is the grading system, just like the one you can see on the screen right now. You can take time to pause this video and write it out. After you've known the grading system, it's essential for you to know some of the things that you need to do. Number 1 is self-drive. This is the missing link in our society today. If you look at self-drive and motivation, because the reason why I would like you to look at it is that motivation, even some people that think that they have this self-drive in our society today, they don't have the self-drive. It is only motivation. And let me tell you, motivation doesn't last. It is what? It is temporary. But the self-drive will do what? Will stay you motivated all the time. Motivation doesn't last. So let me just say it from this place that motivation, a self-drive is just like a motivation on steroid with a jack pack and a VS engine. Being driven means that every time you wake up, you know what you have to do and you do everything. You figure out where you want to be, and every day you push yourself in that direction. Having a drive means that no matter what happens along the way, you will never lose the sight of that destination. According to you right now, the very thing you would need to get as your final destination is what? Passing WAEC and gaining admission. So I tell you, self-drive works very well for it. So get a self. I know the big question in our head right now is that how can I get a self-drive? Okay, let's take a look at what gave David Okoro the drive he had. I mean the lasting drive he had for reading, and how he could use it in 2018 at the age of 15 to clear all his papers.
But I always liked to study when it was time to study, and I also play when it's time to play, because since I got to my school, I went to the media room during my first week at school, and I saw a place where they posted the picture of the best students of each year in the school, and I wanted to make myself one of those people. So I dedicated myself to study to ensure that I come out
I tell you, don't overrate things and don't underrate things. Actually, what worked for him might not work for you. The main thing is just that get something that you can call a lasting self-drive that would help you to propel more and more and more. I know you did not notice something while he was talking. I would refer you back to what he said for you to understand what I mean by motivation and self-drive again.
But I always liked to study when it was time to study, and I also play when it's time to play.
Did you hear that? Okay. I will now tell you that when you play and all that, there is tendency for that motivation to drop. So this causes a lot of people to lose their motivation. Why you need to get a lasting self-drive. Because this self-drive, imagine you having something that is like a fire inside your stomach. How would you feel? You will not feel comfortable until you read. That's the main thing that drive is used for. So having this self-drive would help you a lot, even beyond YC. I think this is the right time for us to listen to what Isioma Ifeanyi that I was talking about the other time, that had 300,000 naira from NNPC 2017 and also emerged as the best WAEC student in Delta State 2019. Let's see what he said on that.
Someone can read for 4 hours today, then not read at all tomorrow. It's not going to work like that. You have to consistently make efforts in your direction of your goals. So that's what I did. I just consistently read my books and studied.
He had said it all, but let me just add this. Self-drive, a lasting self-drive, helps you to be consistent. Imagine someone that has self-drive, that has something that is burning inside of him, that you must read. Now telling me that you want to be consistent. That's the very thing that helps him. He had lasting self-drive. So try to, as much as possible, to get a lasting self-drive. The next thing here is to calculate your limits. What do you know yourself to be now, and how can you improve? This calculating of limits is important, because let me now give you an example. If you calculate your limits, you would go through your university. Even before you do YC, you would go to your university. You would look for the very score you must score before you can enter. That's the limit. The least score they would have, you must have before you can gain admission into that very university. Because even after YC, the main thing you would use YC for is for you to gain admission. So after you've known that, you would do what? You would increase your goal. You would make sure that you don't, you're not tampering with that very thing. If it is C, you know that it is A that you want, and thereabout. So if you calculate your limit, it will help you a lot. You would look beyond YC, and that would help you to score very well in your exam. So please try as much as possible to calculate your limits. Know all those things that you need to gather so that you can pass your YC and gain admission this very year. The next year is for you to start reading now. I tell you, none of those people have been saying in this video, let's reading. They left reading and no, I will not read. I tell you, all of them read intensively. See, if you have to pass and pass very well, and I know you will do, you have to start preparing now. You'll be able to cover all those things you've not known, and if there's anything you realize, you can just go and meet your friends that teach me this. Even your teachers are there. You can meet them up, and anything that is somehow, you can ask them so that you'll be able to get the best in your WAEC examination. I got this somewhere. You can also as well listen to it.
There was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went to this guru. Told the guru, I want to be on the same level you are. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down. He came, dropped his head in, held him down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? He said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
as you would like to make a good grade, you would also what? Read and read to that amount.
Success is the tip of an iceberg. Actually, if you would like to achieve success, you must work hard, you must be persistent, you must be hardworking, and you must be focused.
We just heard what Agbogba Precious, the best in Neco in Delta State 2019, said on that aspect. The next thing here is to stay updated with God. As you've known that God is the originator of that exam that you would like to write, and He knows a lot of things about it. I tell you, some people will leave the exam, they'll be like, their friends can do it. No, I can do it alone without including God. Maybe I'll just go to the exam hall, and when I get there, I would be tell me this one. My friend used to read now, you would know it. People would think like that, but I tell you, it's a failure's thought. So if you know that you really want to pass, forget about it and what? Hold firm to God. We've seen cases of people that after the exam they'll be like, is it that I would pass this exam, and afterward you will see that they would have a very good result. But those people that even read and they were very sure that they got there, but because they didn't include God, I tell you, you will see that C5, C4 and things like that. You would not be shocked that so this guy can get something like that. So that's why you should include God in your ways, and I know God will do what? God will fight for you if you really include Him. The next on the list now is for you to get the materials. What are the necessary materials you need to get for you to prepare for this WAEC this year? Number one is syllabus. This syllabus is needed. Syllabus would help you a lot. Some people would not even read up to what they should read because they don't really have the guide. But with this syllabus, you'll be able to read up to that extent. Some topics that you might not be taught in class, and you would see that they will be included in that very WAEC. So you'll be able to do what? To prepare well. Neco, you'll be able to prepare well. Imagine the syllabus just having only 50 topics, and you just treated 30 out of it, and you are feeling on top of the world that I've treated a lot of 30 topics. Know that you still have 20 topics to go about. So that's why you should get the syllabus. To help this situation, I've already done something. You can just go through the description section. You will see the link to my blog. In this very blog, you will be able to download even all those PDFs for free. The next material you should get is past questions. I tell you, past questions, they are very necessary if you really want to pass, because this very past question, you will use it to know the nature of the question they used to set, how they used to set it. You would know if you've not read to the extent you should read, because there are some topics that the textbook might not cover it very well. But while seeing this past question, you're able to know that the textbook did not cover it to this extent. So you have to get another textbook. So that you can read wide. And I beg you, please try to treat all the past questions. Try to treat all the things that are in the syllabus. Read everything. I know success would be yours. Still on the issue of this past question, I know most of you would have already known that there's no really new questions again. The questions that are being given in WAEC and even Neco, they are past questions. And I know that even in your schools, you've already met things like that. That maybe 2015 they will repeat something that they've taught you, that they've given the set of 2014 or 2013. So to examine you that you are trying to just do the exam. So you should know that this past question should not be neglected. The next one here is to write legibly. I tell you, those that would mark your script is not, they wouldn't really know you. Your script will be given to someone that doesn't know you. So it's not about partiality and all that. You can't expect someone that is marking your script to be looking at it. Is he read or read? Is he read? No. You wanted to write Messi. No. She wanted to write years. No. She won't look at things like that. You won't look at things like that. Looking at someone that has probably 500 script or thereabout to mark. Now looking at someone else's script that let me mark. I think he knows what he's doing. Let me mark it. But I tell you, if you can really get a good writing and write legibly, even if you do not know something very well, that writing, if it impresses the person, it might really just mark you. And there are sometimes that there are sometimes that this thing, I tell you, some people should have A, but it would drop them to C, C5, C6, C4. You think it's funny? I tell you, this is the secret behind some people's failure. It's not really that they don't know it, but they would write it, and the examiner, how would I really mark this and something like that? You won't be able to mark it. So I beg you, please write legibly, so that this very WAEC, this very Neco, you would pass it once and for all. Yes, you must hear this also. Don't think you aren't good in any subject. I tell you, there are some times that you might not really be good, but work harder. That's when you should work hard. And I see you passing the subjects already. For example, David Okoro, I told you that he had 9 A's when he did his 2018 WAEC. I tell you, this same person said he had some subjects that he was afraid of. He thought he wouldn't be able to get A in those subjects. Let's hear what he said.
Concerning subjects, I'm not too good in English language. I didn't actually believe I would make an A in English, because the best English student in my class didn't make an A, so I thought I was not going to make an A in English. But I thank God I was able to make it. And then catering craft, I'm also not too good in that subject, because most of the things that are being discussed in subjects I'm not familiar with. But I thank God I studied for the examination, and I thank God I was able to make it.
The next thing here is group studies. Well, I don't know about you, but I tell you, it works a lot. So if you can get a group of 3, 4, 5, but make sure they are like-minded people that are ready to succeed in their works, people that are ready to succeed in their Neco examination, not people that are not ready at all. So after you've gathered them, then know how you will orientate the group to the extent that you would get the main thing you've created it for. Without a doubt, I know that you should have gained a lot from this video. Thanks for watching this video. Please, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to share this video to your loved ones. Tell them about it. Now you'll see some videos. Just click one of them so that you will enjoy more of our content. On this positive note, I end this video.